People say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning and pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
So before we get started today, I just want to tell y'all, listeners, I heard you. You said it, the ad's too long at the beginning of the show. So we're going to space them out. You're only going to hear some now, then you hear some in the middle. So don't be bothered when you hear me pop up in the middle of your show today. Starting off for us is one of my friends. She started their own moonshine company. Let me tell you, I got a new favorite moonshine. Not only do I absolutely adore Sarah Blake, Blake now has a badass moonshine, and it's called Blake's Moonshine, and I am obsessed with it. They have this caramel apple delight, and if you are from the South or anywhere, and it's like moonshine, but like real moonshine, like real good moonshine, y'all remember what that apple moonshine used to taste like? This right here is so damn close that it is ridiculous. You would have think there's some backwoods folks from down in South Georgia making this. It's so damn good. And you can try it right now. All you got to do is go to onlysarahblake.com, only S-A-R-A Blake.com, and you can order you some right now. And trust me, y'all know how much I like drinking and having a damn good time. I wouldn't be putting some alcohol on here that I didn't actually drink. So I got a bottle sitting on my desk right now. Thank you to Sarah and Matt for sending it to me, and thank y'all for being part of the Josh Terry podcast. Y'all please go check them out now, onlysarahblake.com, and get you some of this Blake Moonshine now. 08 and tell them you heard it right here on the Josh Terry podcast. A good buddy to the show decided to sponsor this month, DPF Alternatives at 314 Garrison Road in Macon, Georgia. You can find this good old boy on Facebook at DPF Alternatives, Macon, Georgia. They service diesel vehicles, semis, pickup, tractors, heavy equipment, anything that uses diesel. They clean all emission systems and diesels, and they give you a 1-year warranty. They also sell aftermarket filters, offer 24-hour service. Look, my dad recently, this is how we got hooked up with these guys. My dad recently had to take his truck somewhere to get it serviced, and the guys over at DPF hooked us up, and we come to find out that he listened to the show because his sister had been on the show a lot. So pretty much like family now. So if your diesel needs its emission system cleaned or serviced, I'm telling you, go check out my guys over at DPF in Macon, Georgia. You can call them now at 478-973-8502.
Tell them you heard their ad on the Josh Terry podcast and get $50 off. DPF Alternatives, Macon, Georgia.
Shout out to my boys over at Deep South Chemical. A couple weeks ago, they heard the ad on the podcast, and they sent me over some of the stuff that they sell. Some chemicals that you wash your vehicles with, some degreasers, some tire shine, some waxes, all that good stuff. And let me tell you, folks, their stuff isn't like the shit you get at Walmart. This isn't like the shit you get from O'Reilly's. They gave me this stuff for my tires and rims, and all I had to do was spray it on and wipe it off. I didn't have to scrub. I didn't have to break my damn back. Their stuff literally was so good, I just had to wipe it off. I know I would have used these guys again even if they wouldn't have sponsored the show. So it tickled me when they decided to do it this month. So I need you guys to please go look up Deep South Chemical. Call them today. They'll ship the stuff to you. Their phone number is 404-909-4257. That's Deep South Chemical. Tell Mr. Scott that Josh Terry sent you. Guys, y'all got to go check out Cotton Field Bar and Grill in Sneed, Alabama. I guess that's how you say it. It's 167 Medical Street. These guys have got some big things going on, and I'm glad that they're bringing me in to help out. They fed me the other day, and let me tell you, they gave me wings. They gave me cheese sticks. They gave me some fire roasted or stone, whatever you want to call it, pizza. That was amazing. Everything that I ate there was amazing. When I go to Alabama from now on to do events and hang out, I'm going to make it a point to go see my dudes and the staff over at Cottonfield Bar and Grill at 167 Medical Street, Sneed, Alabama. Back road park and event venue. This is not a mud bog, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to make sure they put that in all their shit. I went to visit with them the other day over in Susan Moore, Alabama, and they are going to have some big events coming up. And everything they do, I'm going to get to be associated with as their MC. They are going to have some great acts coming up. So please listen out on this show. And anytime we say back road park and event venue, you need to have it in your head that it is not a mud bog. It is going to be an adult playground with live music and great times. So make sure you listen out for future announcements about events there. Let me tell you about my new favorite healthcare provider, Your Choice Healthcare. Miss Lynn over in Eastman at 820 2nd Avenue has helped me from everything with my weight loss. She'll help manage your health. She'll help manage the hormones in your body for the right alignment of your mind, body, and spirit for a balanced life. I know ever since I started going to Miss Lynn, it has really helped me, my mental health, everything. So if you need a little help, look up Your Choice Healthcare, PC in Eastman, Georgia, and give Miss Lynn a call now at 478-559-3150. Thank y'all for tuning into the Josh Terry podcast. Y'all make sure that if you're hearing this and it's before June or July, whatever the fuck it is, July 28th, that y'all come to Sneed, Alabama at Cottonwood Grill. Well, I'll be there Friday night hanging out with Mitchell James and Terry Adams and Miss Anna with Pearl Promoting. It's going to be a damn good time. And then we're going to go out afterwards after we have a good little show. And then I'm going to get probably blacked out drunk in Alabama. So y'all come show me that the state of Alabama isn't full of cousin fuckers and morons. And we'll have a great time. All right. Today's show is going to be different than a lot of the ones I do. I'm all about pushing people up and people pulling me up. So I have got other podcasters with me today. Two of them I've not done a show with. One of them I had. We have somebody jumping on in just a little bit because they're fucking late. And never mind, he's jumping on now. Look at this shit. On Tap Podcast is jumping on now. But while we're waiting on Cody to get his shit together, Harley, start off with you. I want each one of y'all to introduce yourselves, introduce your shows, and kind of a little brief description about what you do. Cody, you're coming in at the right time. We just started. I just hit record. So just till you get your shit ready, just mute it for a second. All right.
Okay. Well, I am Harley. I am the host of Women with an Effed Up Mind, which is an advocacy podcast for the military, as well as a Two Broads, One podcast with my co-host Jess, who couldn't make it. We talk about anything adult, humor, sexual, funny, relationship advice. There is no how do I say? There's no boundaries, I guess you could say, on the Two
comes
Broads.
from that fucking show either.
You love it. Don't even act like you don't love it.
I don't like
But
hearing
a
y'all
little bit
talk.
about me.
It's too one-sided.
I know.
There's a lot of estrogen on that fucking show.
Hey, but we do it for the men. Like you noticed.
Well, I wish y'all
So
did
very
more for men.
male.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh goodness gracious. We gonna
But
fight
you're
by
in
the
the
end of this
fucking
podcast.
Marines. You can handle anything I throw at you.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
No.
Anyway, thank you for coming. You're one of my favorite guests to have on. By the way, it looked like y'all had a great time the other day at Cincinnati Reds game. That was really cool to see.
Oh, absolutely. That was insane what they did.
Well, it was good to have you on again. Up next, because we got four guests today. Maddie, what's up,
Hey,
brother? The
what's
only
going on,
guy
man?
that I've seen with a better beard than me.
Oh man, yeah, that's a good honor because your beard is looking fantastic. So
It's been sat on by a lot of big girls. That's why it looks the way
Hey-o.
it does.
my gramps always said they keep you warm in the winter, and where I live, you need to be warm in the winter. So
Well,
Can
you
relate
fuck
there,
around, you get shade in the summer down here.
ugh. That's funny. I barely know what summers are up here. We get 7 months of winter. So
It's 100
Yeah,
fucking
there's that.
degrees
So that-
from January to December. We got like one day that it's not fucking hot in Georgia.
yeah. I went to Vegas last week and got a little bit of that kind of heat. That was different.
Gotcha.
Much different he, but yeah, I'm Matt, the kind of owner of Beard Laws, and we do a couple of podcasts. We do one on Tuesday called TikTok Tuesday or Triple T. Myself, Richie Tatum, they call me Toby too, and Euban Wackenoff is what he goes by on social media. Can't forget that name. We get viewers that send us TikToks. We find TikToks and we just show them, react to them, just kind of have a good time with it. And then on the Thursday show, again, it's they call me Toby too. It's sometimes Euban, Brandon J. McDermott, wonderful voice from Nebraska, big Cornhusker fan out there, big football guy, and a couple local buddies. We just kind of have a free-flowing conversation as if a bunch of us were sitting around a bonfire, sitting in a dive bar, just having beer, shooting the shit, never know what's going to come out of our mouth. So been a cool thing. We're actually getting 200th week, I think, this week. So been around
cool.
200 weeks. For some reason, people still listen to us. I don't know why, but it's a good time. Good time.
Well, they call me Toby is the guy I had on my show recently who's big on social media.
Yep.
I had a fucking blast with him, and he recommended you guys to me. So if that old boy recommended y'all to me, y'all can't be bad. I haven't had the pleasure of listening to yours yet, but I don't listen to anything anymore. Like Rogan every once in a while. Besides that, I don't even have time to listen to shit. I listen to Rogan when I want to feel bad about myself and realize that you're not as good as you fucking think you are. Like you're too big for your britches, boy. That's what I do. Up next, I got Coach Troy. Coach Troy, I just want to tell you, the other morning when you started texting me nonstop or whatever, I was like, I don't know about this guy. But I'm just a dickhead. And Sarah and then we're like, no, he's cool. Just give him a chance. Just don't be a dick. They had to calm me down and tell me not to be a dickhead.
Hey, man, I just appreciate being on here with you. My name's Troy Taylor. I'm a high school football coach in Richmond, Virginia. I'm with Totem Pole Nation. We have the Life Lessons podcast, Coach Bald, who's great friends with Sarah Blake Cheek, who's a mutual friend, Josh of ours. He's in St. Petersburg. We have the Square Circle Maniac podcast, which is, an old school wrestling podcast. These guys really don't like wrestling today. They like the Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan and all that stuff, the Road Warriors, like what we grew up with. And I have the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast. I talk to NFL coaches, I talk to college coaches, and I talk to high school coaches. And I'm the low man on the totem pole. And Josh, I listened to your story the other morning when I was bugging the crap out of you. And I shared it with my friend who was going through some hard times, man. And it meant a lot to him because your story was powerful and you were vulnerable. And man, I just thank the Lord that you shared that story and appreciate being on here with y'all, man.
Well, thank you, dude. That means a lot to me. That really does. The wrestling one, I want to get on. I'm an old school wrestling dude. I don't like this new one. I like when they did suck dick. At least they did it in the closet. Like, I don't much care for the new ones. I don't much like them no more. Like, it's okay. If you want to get all juiced up and jerk someone off, that's fine, but don't show it to me on TV. And that's kind of how I feel about it now. I want it when you still had to cover the kid's eyes for different reasons. It's like, oh, there's going to be blood. A tit might pop out. This guy's finna fucking break his neck. And now it's like, no, this is gay, but not in the good way. And gays, I love you. I love each and every one of you pole smokers or you lesbians. I love y'all. Y'all are a big part of my audience. I am a gay fan. Just not in my wrestling. I like my wrestling as heterosexual as possible. But anyway, dude, I'm glad to have you on, Coach. And we're going to have a good time with you tonight. And make sure, we got to do one more. The guy that's late. Me and Cody, the late guy, on Tap Podcast. Cody has been on the show a couple times now. He's also one of my favorite guests to have on, him and Sam. This first one I've done without Sam.
Thank you.
But you also, I love me and you sitting around bullshitting, dude. And it's good to see the show growing and everything for you. And I keep up with you guys. So
I appreciate that.
I'm glad you made time to come join this clusterfuck with us.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm actually a recent dad, so my schedule has
congratulations.
Been crazy. Thank you.
Hey, congrats.
Yeah, so my schedule is all over the place now. Big adjustment to the schedule.
Yeah. Just wait. You'll enjoy them right now a whole lot more than you will in about 12 years.
That's what I keep hearing.
We're just getting our karma, Josh. Come on now. They're fun, but we're getting our full karma.
My karma. No, I have not. I've done some bad shit. I ain't done this much shit. Like, I broke the law. I didn't break no fucking morals or like anything like that. There's something wrong, all right, with this situation. My child is a bitch from hell. I love her so much, but she makes you rethink late abortions. I'll tell you that. I want to go to the
if
health
I have any karma coming back here, I'm screwed. I'm absolutely screwed.
Like, I want to go to the health department and be like, hey, what's late term considered? And they'll be like, how far along is she? About 172 months. And they're gonna call CPS. Not really, Gracie. If you ever hear this, I love you. You're just a cunt. But anyway, before Cody jumped on here, we were talking about something that's kind of mutual between all of us. And that's just the fact that how we get kind of burnt out on people that we met off social media because they usually are fake as fuck. And they usually are some people that you just don't want to deal with. This is a subject that I touch a lot, but as all hosts of shows, and you've had people on from social media, you guys get to see it. Like, you get to be your version of yourself on your show, but everybody else that comes on, you have to see what the fuck they're pretending to be. And it's very easily discouraging. Like, it gets on my nerves a lot. So, Maddie, I want to kind of start with you, dude. You know, what's just kind of your opinion on? I know, like, you dealing with Toby and them, you got a good group of dudes.
We do, yeah. And obviously I've met some really good dudes, some real guys like Toby, the guy named you've been whacking off of all people, is a real dude, even with that name. But when Triple T did start, originally we had like 5 or 6 people on there. It was a big shit show, and we had a lot of big names on TikTok. You know, they had millions and millions of followers each, and you know, it was a lot of fun. But when the cameras turned off, some of them were the same. A couple of them were not the same, and not necessarily a bad thing, but it was a big, I don't want to be on this because you might say something that's going to get me canceled kind of thing. And it was a little bit like frustrating. Like, this is us. We're just us. Like, and one of the examples when they kind of all left is a military buddy of mine made a joke that they thought was too dark humor. Mm-hmm. And right from that moment, they were like, done. You're going to get us canceled. You're going to make me lose my job as a TikTok creator. And I was like, see ya.
Yeah, that's how I am. I had a guest on recently that has like 10 plus million. And we got to talking about like the Bud Light thing with the Dylan, whatever the fuck its name is, shit or whatever. And like, I did it to where, like, one thing that I think we're all supposed to be, you're not ever supposed to be biased. You're supposed to be where you can hear both sides of a conversation. And it's not our job to tell the listener what to think. We're supposed to give you our opinion, respect if they're different than us, but we're still supposed to be allowed to express our opinion. And that person very nicely, and I don't cut, I don't edit. What you hear is what you're supposed to hear from start to finish. And because I have respect for this person, I cut that segment. And it kind of ate at me, but I get it. Like, you got that much, you're making money and all this bullshit or whatever. But I'm not to that point, and I hope I don't ever get to that point to where, I mean, I want to make fucking millions of dollars like the rest of you guys, but I don't want to. I've always said morals over money. And if I can't sit here and say what the fuck I want to say, then why am I doing it in the first place?
The only time that I censor myself, so with either of my podcasts, so Women with an Effed Up Mind is more of a serious, it is way more serious than the others. But I tell people right off the rip that it's whatever level they want to go. You want to take this the dark route? You want to take this the lighthearted route? It's whatever. I have to watch how I am on that one because I'm dealing with survivors, victims, whatever you want to call them in that aspect. But when you come to Two Broads, one podcast, it's Jess and I. Jess is one of the most authentic people I think I have ever met. And that is why we mesh so well together, because we both are able to see the bullshit through all these other people. Now, we talked about it before this, that we have had people, not on Broads, but on my other one, when you start out, you do get those big names, kind of to see where it's going to go. It's kind of put your voice out there a little bit. We've all done it. It does not matter. You can, I swear, if people ever say they've never used somebody when they first started out for someone's clout or some sort of like had a game behind it, I'm going to call bullshit. Because we've all had at least one person that we've done something with that'll hopefully push our name out there. And I will not say that I was not one of those people. I did do it. When I first started on either of my podcasts, I had big names. when I first started out. But they also believed in the mission of the Effed Up Mind one. Two Broads, I think you were our only guest on the Broads one. Oh no, we had another guy, but that was because we called it our first three-way. It was just the bullshit. So that one, we don't really care for the clout. It was for us to just bullshit, no filter, be us, and not have to walk on eggshells, because I think that's the way that it should be. We're not going to put on this facade that we're some fucking two broads talking out of our ass. I mean, we are two broads talking out of our ass,
You are
but
exactly two bitches talking out of your ass.
but we are who we are.
Don't you try to fucking upsell this. I've listened. You are two bitches running your mouth, man hating 90% of the time. Shut the fuck up.
Don't you dare put that. No.
Don't you
no.
dare
You know
stop
that we are
doing it,
not
because it's
man
good.
hating.
You are man hating like a motherfucker.
Man
on
hating?
there.
But hold on, I want to point out, you know what one of our biggest episodes, actually, our biggest episode is called?
Man hating.
Normalize Men Moaning 2022. But yeah,
Normalize men moaning?
2022.
It's a mission.
I you know what? I can fucking support that though.
Exactly.
Hey.
Yeah.
Maybe I
can
do
get
need to listen
behind it.
to a couple more of your episodes.
Yeah.
Men moaning.
Yeah,
Listen,
we're not the two girls, because most female podcasts are like, they're men hating or whatever. We are just, people send us. So all of our topics, people have sent us either via TikTok, via because we have an anonymous link for people to put, because we get some off the wall things that there is no boundaries when it comes to that. And I think that's the way it should be. We've lost that authenticness because, like you said, people just want to get that. They figured out that algorithm. So they're going to do whatever they got to do, less clothing, shake their ass, whatever it is to get those numbers. And I hate that because, yeah, exactly. The military, even the military world. So a lot of what I do is military related as well, not with the broads, but with the other one. And it's been really disheartening that on social media, you have all these people that speak about certain subjects, whether it's mental health or just any type of advocacy to have people be better or whatever it is. But then you come to find out in real life, they're bullies, they're piece of shit humans. They're just not good people. And like my slogan for everything is be a decent effing human. Everything. Doesn't matter what your work life is, what you're doing. That is my motto through and through. And even if you don't like the person, if you don't give a shit about the person, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to be a good person, but you don't have to be a shit person. You can just be a fucking person. That's why I say, be a decent effing human. Like, just exist.
I think one reason why people like fucking with me is I actually try to make myself look worse on social media than I actually am, because I don't want to build high standards of myself, and not like in a bad way. It's just I don't want you to over expect from me. I want you to realize I am a fucking human being. I'm going to mess up. I'm going to say stupid shit. I don't want to put myself on a fucking totem pole and
I'm at the low
and get knocked the fuck off of it. Right? Like I don't want to be that person. I had someone this week that I like. She's cool as shit. And she called me from my social media presence. She says, "You look like a country fuckboy." And she did it though funny. Like she was like, "This is kind of what you put off. You got to understand." And I was like, "No, I don't." And then I looked at my social media and I was like, "Oh, I might look like a country fuckboy." I didn't even know what that was. But yeah,
you never know what you're gonna get with the Josh Terry Facebook posts. I love waking up in the morning to see a couple of Josh Terry Facebook posts. I live for those.
What's bad is they've got worse with me getting soberer. So like 4 or 5 months ago, I cut back my drinking to where it's only like once a week. Like I'm drinking some whiskey right now, but I haven't drank for like 2 weeks before today. And I'm telling you, like, I get in the mood to where I want to talk shit. It's almost where I put stuff on social media.
Wait, hold on.
Because
Josh
I want
Terry
to get in a
talk
reaction.
shit? That's a thing?
Bitch, I will mute you.
What?
I wish every woman had this button right here. Hold on a second.
You ever got the
you know how
hammer?
many marriages?
You ever got the ban hammer from Zuckerberg?
The what? Have I ever got banned
on Facebook?
I tell you, there's like one group that gets mad at me, and they're the full blown like boy lesbians. I will make them mad all the time. And I don't even mean to. I think this just because they think that I'm getting more pussy than them, and they're mad about it. If they only knew that they're definitely doing better than me. I didn't really mean to mute you for that long. You can definitely unmute yourself. Damn,
you what,
you know, a softball group or what?
Oh yeah, softball. Like I thought I made a post about, hey, I'm playing in a co-ed softball tournament, and I need some women that play this college softball. Like, and some people took offense to that. It was like, oh, you can't be girly girl. And I was like, no, I want that butch bitch that's gonna hit bombs. Like, I don't want.
You're not wrong though.
Yeah, I don't want the lipstick lesbian playing fucking softball with me. I want the one that asks for a chew and fucking goes up there with a 75-ounce bat and is like, I'm gonna put it through their gallbladder. Like, that's the fucking that's it. I want us both checking out the bitches on the other team. That's what I want. The lipstick ones don't do that. They don't do that. That one.
But I'm straight and I would do that with you.
Yeah, but you're different. You pretty much have a dick. That's why I like you.
Yeah.
You're all. I mean, you're cool as fuck. Don't get me wrong, but you're also in the military, so you're used to somebody talking shit and you not getting offended by it. Like, if a lot more women would like that, they would find me way funnier. There's a lot of them that are sensitive. That do. I will make mad.
Guys are the same way though. Guys are sensitive as fuck these days.
Yeah, but those are weak ass bitches.
Yeah.
Like you got to. Like, you've got to be able to joke around and play nowadays, and you can't get butthurt or sensitive about everything. Like, it doesn't. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't. Cody fucks around with my dude Travis and Caroline from Dirty Prescott.
Yeah.
Kids. You know you can't be sensitive.
Yeah. You can't. You cannot. Because here's the deal. Travis, he's a sweetheart, but Caroline, she's a savage. She will roast your ass right in front of you.
Jesus Christ, will she?
She keeps him in check, I think.
Dude, you have to one day ask him on the spot when he does your show about her and we were all at the pizza place in Nashville together and what she was doing to her plate.
Okay.
Holy Jesus Christ. This woman was fixing to murder all of us. And I thought it was funny, but Travis, I don't think did. And it was wonderful. Like, I'm the instigator. Like, if I see a couple fighting, I'm like, fuck that guy. He's, fuck him. He called you a bitch when he walked away. And I'll do the same thing vice versa. Because if it's not my relationship, it's funny to watch people argue. If it's mine, I'll go play in traffic. Like, I don't want to hear a bitch argue with me. But if it's somebody else's, I am instigating the shit out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. You would love hanging out with my wife and I then because it's like it's just 24/7. And she's a savage. She is one of the most honest people that I've ever met. The version that you see of her in public is the version that you see in private. I mean, she won't hold anything back. I've said this on our show, I think like a couple weeks ago, but there was this instance where we're sitting in a restaurant and I had a stomach ache and I had to let a little fart out. And she called me out and she started yelling it in the middle of this restaurant.
I love that.
Like, really?
Yes.
You're going to do that in here?
I'd be making a scene. Like, I would do that like to my guy. When we're in the stores, he shit on me so many times in the aisle. And I'll just start making a scene about it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like dying in the aisleway because he just like stunk me out just to be an asshole and embarrass him.
See, mine has my back. Mine covers it up for me.
No, let me tell you the reverse of that. When Gracie's mother was pregnant, we were in line at Walmart one day. And I'm talking about she's 8 months pregnant, about to pop. Like, she's ready to go. And I don't know what it was. I might have been out drinking all night before. And I know if I did, I ate crystals before I went to bed. Like, I had those bubble fucking guts that day. And I let one rip in the checkout line. Like, it was violent. It was silent, but very violent. And as soon as I smelled it and I smelled how bad it was, I was like, God damn it, Brooke, just because you're pregnant don't mean you get shit on everybody in Walmart. This bitch about murdered me. Like, I didn't even think she was going to pay for the groceries. I thought she was going to fuck me up right there.
Classic.
Oh, dude, you have no idea. Well, Coach, the fact that you do a bunch of different kind of a podcast and everything, and we're just degenerate fucks. You might not even want your name associated with it. This is probably kind of rough for you.
Nah, not really, because I'm the low man on the totem pole, dude. And like, you stole aluminum, that's nothing. That's nothing compared to the guys I roll with. But like I'm the new guy to podcast. I mean, I've only been doing it since January, and I did 180 with NFL, college, and high school coaches. We do the Life Lessons podcast in the morning with Coach Ball from St. Petersburg, where he tries to teach people life lessons. And all we're really trying to do is we're trying to change lives. 1, 2, we're trying to help get people to the next level. And 3, we're trying to build champions for life. We do that with our high school football program. But after talking to 180 different coaches since January, the number one key thing is being authentic, being your authentic self. If you want to be an effective coach and you want to change people's lives and to win on the highest level, the higher that I found, I went up. You know, Chan Gailey, former NFL coach, Al Grove, former NFL coach, Jim McNally just got back from Buffalo, greatest offensive line coach in the history of pro football, Coach Anthony Munoz, Alex Maribal, offensive line coach for Miami. The higher you go up in coaching, and these aren't guys with a lot of followers on Twitter, the better the people are. And so it's about being authentic, man. If you really want to touch people's lives and touch people's hearts and change, you know, people for the better. That's really I got to say. But man, I fit in with the lowest of the low. That's why I like Johnny Cash. That's
I like why he's calling us the lowest of the low. That was backhanded.
I like the variety.
I'm right there with you.
You just reminded 180.
You just reminded me of a middle school coach.
Yeah, I am a middle school coach.
That's what I'm saying. You just reminded me of one that used to make my fat ass run all the time. I don't know if I like you anymore.
I mean,
he was like, you got to do it for the team. And it's like, bitch, I'm out of breath. Chill out.
Yes, that's me.
No, you. I like hearing you talk. You got a good voice too.
I just drank beer and I got the bubble guts, coach. Leave me alone.
Yeah. I didn't start drinking until I was like 19. I wish everybody asked me all the time. Because I played sports growing up, but I was a good kid until I was 19. And then I was like, fuck this shit. You know how much
I was early starter and early stopper, man. Starter and early stopper.
I was decent though. Like I can't sit here and say I was great. I made some like I got some accolades and shit, but it was mainly for baseball. Football, I'm 5'10" on a good day.
Me
like
too.
on a good day, like when the back ain't hurt. But like I've been the same size since 9th grade. But I was like 195, like cut and muscular back then. Now I'm like 235. Who gives a fuck? I found out pussy and hamburgers taste a lot better than going to the gym. You know what I'm talking about, Harley. But no, I like that coach's mentality though. I say it all the time. There was a baseball coach growing up, and his son comes in here a lot now, and that dude taught me more about being a man than I ever realized until I became a man. Like we need folks like you. We don't need all degenerate bastards like us, especially me. Like you need those coaches that teach you those life lessons that you don't realize you're getting taught until you're on the other side of it. Until you're 25, 26 years old and you think about, damn, did he really say that? Like one of my favorite quotes ever from one of my favorite coaches. Harley, you'll like this one. He said, you treat a woman like a woman till she put herself in a man position. Now, listen, I grew up in the early 2000s. Domestic violence was still funny. It's not no more. I guess it's fucked up. Like you should never put your hands on a woman. But if me and you got in a fight, Harley, I think you'd almost beat my ass.
Oh, I would 100%.
So should I be able to roundhouse you?
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like with me being a Marine, I hate when they're like,
I'm definitely punching you in the face. I'm sorry. Any of y'all listen. If you tell me it's a fair fight between her and me and she's a Marine, you're fucking wrong. And it's not in my favor.
But that's the thing. Like we do this thing called Make Map, which is I don't believe in it, but I can only say so much, not get in trouble. You have to grapple the opposite sex. And when I've done it, guys are always weird about it. I'm like, stop. Like, what are we going to do when we go to combat? What are you going to do when a bitch walks up to you and fucking puts a gun to your face? She's a female. I can't do anything. Fuck no. That's not the way this works. Like, I will grapple and throw down. I feel bad grappling and fighting females more than I do the man. Because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt the female versus I don't give a fuck if I hurt you. Like, we've had to do that, like, to get my belt. So it's almost like, best way I could explain it to y'all is like karate. So you belt up when you go through these courses. And to get my gray belt, which was the Second one, I had to grapple a dude. And the guy would walk up to me and he would say, he's like, I'm not grappling a female. And so me, being how I love to talk shit, I'm like, why? Because you're too much of a pussy? Are you afraid of the girl's going to beat you? And we did. And he gave me a run for my fucking money.
I bet.
And I mean, yeah, he did. Not going to lie. But I was like, this is the way it should be. That's how it should be. We are in the Marine Corps. Now, yeah, once you take the uniform off, obviously, you know, a man's a man, a woman's a woman.
Mhm.
It is what it is. Like my poor fiance, he fights that battle all the time where he's like, you're a woman. We're in a combat MOS. Fuck. And I'm like, at the end of the day, like, we're both Marines. But
Yeah.
outside of the uniform, we are the way that we are. Now, me, though, I am going back to what I'm going to call you Coach, Troy.
Yeah,
You're
that's
just gonna be
cool.
Coach.
I like
Yeah,
Coach
calls me
too.
Coach.
Yeah.
I'm going to call you Coach. So the way that he was talking about being authentic, I love that. And I preach that to my Marines and I preach that to anybody, because we've gotten so far away from being authentic because we are that clout chasing, not we, but doing the clout chasing, doing all these different things, is that we've gotten so far away from being authentic. Now, being like in the military perspective, I tell Marines all the time, you are not just what that uniform is. You have to figure out who you are underneath that uniform, because you are going to hang it up one day. And that's the same with social media. What are these people going to do when social media is not a thing anymore, or the next big thing happens and they're
Right.
no longer this big hot shot with 1 million followers on TikTok or whatever the next thing is? Like, there's always going to be something. Like, we're all MySpace kids. We are.
Right.
But the generation
We
now that
saw-
are TikTok famous.
Bitch, I had
Don't know.
MSN Messenger. Shut up.
So did I.
I'm a lot.
So did I. But that's the one.
I think
first
we
thing
saw a
that
lot
popped
of
in my
that
head
with
is-
the Facebook Reels, the bonuses on the Facebook Reels disappearing. You know, when they quit doing the bonus program, that was huge for us. You know, like that's where we were making a lot of our money. But we had a couple of friends that were exclusively making their money on there, and now they don't even post any videos because
Yeah,
they're
I quit.
just gone entirely.
I quit because it literally went from, hey, you're going to make $1,200 this month, and if you hit your goal next month, you're getting bumped up to $32,000. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, let's go. Like, give me $32,000 off some dumb shit. I will put
Yeah.
my butthole on the internet for $32,000 and not think
Again.
twice
Bet.
about it. All right, my daughter, they'll be like, oh, you ashamed your daughter. No, my daughter got to go to Disney World. Shut the fuck up.
Exactly. My kids are taken care of. You
Yeah, I
keep my
don't
butthole
care. My
pictures out of
daughter,
this.
my daughter will
Yeah.
take the picture of my butthole for $32,000. I'll just go ahead and tell you. Y'all can think whatever the fuck y'all want to. But no, as soon as I hit the $1,200, they were like, oh, you can't do Instagram Reels no more. And I was like, why? Like, you
Yeah.
motherfuckers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it
Well,
was
they
it-
took
Going
that
back to
from
that
you.
authenticness. You
Do
need
what?
to have something that you need to have who you are.
well, that's what
You're
I'm.
Josh. Josh,
yeah.
you have a whole list of who you are. It's not
Yeah.
like you change
No,
who you
no,
are
no.
on your podcasting, on your Instagram, or your TikTok. And that's what a lot of people forget is that. So for me, how you meet me as just Harley, podcast host, Marine, line dancing instructor, whatever it is that you, bartender, however you meet me, you're going to get the same person across the board. I don't
Yeah.
care if you don't like. The only time I ever tiptoe is if I'm dealing with my advocacy stuff, because I have to, because that's you have to be sensitive when it comes to dealing with certain situations that are way more serious. But other than that, you're gonna get the same thing across the board.
See, I,
Like,
almost,
I
I
don't-
almost agree with you. I almost agree with you because I do a lot of the mental health stuff too. And like we work with the organizations. Anytime that I have a one-on-one conversation off air, and it's with someone who's struggling with their mental health, they don't want you to be soft. They want
Oh,
you.
no.
Yeah, they want you to be exactly how you feel and everything. It's almost where, like, if you have someone that has a disability and you like cater down to them instead of treating them like you treat anybody else. I have found time and time again that if somebody's battling mental health issues, they want you to be like, look, motherfucker, I'm crazy too. Like, I am just as fucked up as you are. Like, that's why I understand you. That's why I get you. I'm not finna sit here and say everything's going to be all right tomorrow, because I know
Oh,
fucking
no, no,
everything's
no.
not going to be all right tomorrow. All right.
So
you're
what I
fucked
mean
up,
with
I'm
that,
fucked
though,
up. It's cool.
so what I mean with that, though, so I have a dark sense of humor. I think everybody can agree. Like, I do. I have a dark sense of humor, but I'm not, like, as a domestic violence survivor, if I'm dealing with somebody that just got their ass beat,
No.
I'm not going to make those same jokes to that
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
is
I'm
what I
not.
mean.
I
Like,
get it.
I'm not.
I get
I'm going to
it.
be a little more lean back on my dark sense of humor because that's just how I deal with my trauma. Is just make fucked up stories, which is I
Yeah.
think is funny, making people uncomfortable
I
sometimes.
do
But that's
too.
just
That's
me.
my problem. Yeah. See, like, you know where my brain went as soon as you said that? I wanted to talk about Ike Turner. And I realized that that's probably not okay to you, but to me, it would have been funny. Like, but I also think that any man that puts his hands on a woman ought to have their fucking ass beat by 10 other guys. Like, I don't believe in this shit. But I'm also one of those that's the same way with anything that people are sensitive about, especially like racism. And I'm not going to get in this with 5 fucking white people sitting here, but because that's a very one-sided conversation with all of us. But my thing is, if you can laugh and take the power out of something, then it doesn't make it feel as bad to the person that's went through some shit. Like if you can take the negativity away from it and you can be like, hey, look, I'm sorry you went through this, but fuck them. Like, let's hit them with your car because they hit you. Like if you can put a smile on somebody's face and take the power away from that person, then the trauma that you went through all of a sudden in my mind doesn't feel as bad because it's like, I'm not shaming you because you went through your shit. I'm shaming that person and fuck them. But if
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to me, you make light of bad situations because if you
Mhm.
don't, then you're giving that situation power over you to cause more trauma, to cause more heartbreak, to cause more fucking bullshit towards you. The second you can laugh about something like with a woman, and I'm just speculating, you please tell me if I'm wrong. With a woman, if you can laugh at a man and he's like, oh, I'm going to kill you, bitch, or whatever, and you know that this person's been ugly to you before, I think demeaning that man or whatever and making him feel like this tall eventually hurts him more than any punch you could ever throw at him. And like I think breaking him mentally is the way that you come back at that, and laughing at those situations to me is how you break that.
It took me a while to realize that, but yes. So
Yeah.
I
I'm a
always
fucking
make
genius, bitches.
I always say that I will eat your soul or I will eat souls for
Oh, I'm
people
sure you're a
who
soul sucker, baby.
I always felt like if they piss me off or if they do something to one of my people, like somebody that I care about, or just do some fuck shit. Again, I'm in the Marine Corps. There are shit I'm not gonna put out there publicly, but people don't know boundaries. And I am very protective over my people.
Yeah.
And so once I find out shit, my thing is to say, I'm going to eat your soul. I am the person. I will hurt you. If you hurt one of me or one of mine now, I'm to that point now, thanks to therapy, thanks to all this, trying to unfuck all of this up here. That I'm going to hurt you emotionally before I hurt you physically because I know that'll get you more because 90% of the time, people that act out a certain way like that, or if they're like belittling someone or they're coming at someone else sideways, they are they're pussies in a sense.
They're insecure and they're weak is what they are.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I know that I can verbally touch your soul and eat your soul before I have to put my hands on you.
Yeah.
Took me a long time to grow up and realize that not everything is not physical violence.
Yeah.
But
that reverse psychology shit is where it's at.
Yeah. I don't do it all the time. It's only in certain situations where I get that side out because usually I'm a people person and I can just
How do you
talk
do
to
it?
people. What do you mean?
How do you do it with words?
It's about knowing that person. So usually I know who that person is and know of that person, know some bullshit that they've done or known something about them. So for example, I just had a situation happen about a week ago. So this kid decided to come at one of my female Marines, who I'm also very protective of, tried to come at her all sideways about something really dumb. But then he turned around and tried to like, woe is me that my girlfriend left me. Fuck you guys, blah, blah, blah. And I tried to take it out on the Marines. And then I came up to him and I'm like, and I embarrassed him. That's the one thing about, no, like, whatever. But that's one thing. When you embarrass a guy, they take that shit way more to heart in front of a lot of other guys.
Yeah.
For sure.
Butt
Exactly.
hurt shit. That butt hurt shit is soul hurt shit. That shit will cut you like a fucking knife.
So when I came up to him in front of everybody and I said, the same girlfriend that you've been cheating on with other these random strippers that you meet on Tinder, right? The ones you were just telling me 2 weeks ago, trying to convince me that it's okay to cheat on her. You want us to feel bad for you that your girl left you. That just sounds like karma. So leave my kids alone. And I just walked off.
No, I'm telling
It's
you.
about knowing that person is really a big thing. And I'm a very big person on knowing people.
How do you do it if you don't know the person? Like, for example, let's say Coach was just going off on you right now. What would you dig into someone that you don't know?
Boy,
glad you said Coach.
Yeah,
I'm
glad you
I
picked. I don't know why you.
don't
I don't know why you picked Coach, but fuck yeah.
I don't feel bad if I was a bully.
I know what I would
Believe
do.
it or not, I feel bad if I bully.
I don't because I grew up in I was born in 87. Like, bullying is half my childhood. That's why I'm okay with it. Now, I was bullied as a child to some of the shit's not okay. There is some, but if you're talking shit amongst friends, you should be able to bully the fuck out of your friend as long as when you're done, you can say, I fucking love you. Like, as long as they know it's a joke, my love language is talking shit. Anybody that I've ever dated, befriended, whatever, Harley, I'm talking fucking mad shit to you right now. And I couldn't be happier that you're engaged in the life that you get to live. Like, but that's how I fucking talk to people. Like, I don't know.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not a sincere person. Now, you'll get me drunk and I'll say some heartfelt shit about you and I'll let you know that I care about you. But at the same time, I am talking mad shit to you from start to finish. Coach, with you,
that's the way it should be.
Yeah. Coach, if I was you and I had to deal with kids every day, I would do some Phil Jackson shit every single fucking day. I would find a kid's insecurity that is an insecurity they can work on. Not one that they can't. Like, if your family's poor or something like that, or where I grew up poor, I know what it's like to get picked on about. That one sucks. You can't help that. But if there's something that a lazy kid, and we all know the lazy kids that play sports or whatever, I would find something and I would poke at him every single day until I had a program director in radio that told me that the best people in the world at being a radio host or whatever host is somebody who knows how to put a ball down and make it to where somebody else picks it up, to where you drop an idea or you plan an idea, but it's that person who picks it up and runs with it to make themselves better. So, like, I would literally just whatever psychologically fuck with kids to where it was just like, I'm saying this to you, but you don't know that you're going to build a grudge towards it. And then you're going to better yourself. So I'll shut the fuck up. Without me hollering, without me screaming or whatever, like, I'm going to make it to where you want to better yourself because of shit that I'm saying. And the second that you realize that was the game the whole time, you're not mad at me anymore. You're going to thank me. Some people don't. I'm hard-headed. There was no getting through to me when I was younger. If I didn't want to do something, I didn't want to fucking do it. I'm probably not going to do it. But if some coaches or some people would have approached situations with me to where it was like, I'm going to get back at you for saying this, or I'm going to build a chip. Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. If any of y'all watched the Last Dance documentary, Michael Jordan would find a fucking reason to have a chip on his shoulder. He would find a reason. I can't remember what game it was or whatever, but they talk about it in the documentary to where some no-name point guard or somebody was like, I got you on that one. And he was just fucking with Jordan. He was just playing.
Good game, Mike.
Yeah, good game, Mike. Some bullshit like that. And Mike's like, oh, fuck this motherfucker. Like, and the dude didn't even do it that way. But in order to be great, regardless what it is, even this, like even podcasting or whatever, you have to find your gas. You have to find what's going to build your shit up. And having a chip and wanting to prove somebody wrong and wanting to be better than anybody else, you have to do that. And it's our job, is whether it's a podcaster, a coach, whatever, any walk of life, to give somebody a reason to do better and to help build those chips up. And if I was a coach, boy, I'm telling you, those kids will be like, fuck this guy. All right. But then next thing you know, little Johnny that's in 9th grade is benching 300, squatting 800, and is fixing to get a fucking early recruit for Notre Dame. Like, and then next thing you know, he's getting a Heisman. He's like, I want to thank my middle school coach for telling me I was a fat, lazy piece of shit. If it was not for him, I wouldn't be here. I would have been Bobby Knight. Well, I love Bobby Knight. Anybody don't like Bobby Knight, you go fuck yourselves.
I love him.
Maddie, you got to talk more. You're the only one that's not talking. You can't have that good of a beard and not put input.
Yeah, no, I'm just enjoying this conversation, but the whole thing, there's a couple of things that I've kind of noticed is I want to know the opening odds for the Harley Josh Terry fight that's going to happen. I like to throw some money around. It's legal in my
Hey,
state.
start placing bets now, and all the money will go towards like a nonprofit.
All right, Maddie, you pick. You got to pick the situation. MMA, boxing, kickbox. Like you got to put gloves on. Tell us the situation, and then I'll tell you who wins.
Okay, I think we go gloves at least for the first one. Kind of like the whole the celebrity one, Elon and whatever.
Oh my God,
fight in a
Zuckerberg.
Coliseum. Yeah, we got to have a Coliseum, but like one
Elon's
that's in
gonna
Nashville.
fucking murder him.
He's gonna destroy him. He's gonna destroy him, just like allegedly Harley says she's gonna destroy you. I say we go boxing. I say we go 5 rounds, generate like 45-second rounds, maybe 5 45-second rounds.
Okay.
I mean, not saying that one or the other is in a little better shape, but I
don't
think
know if me and
45
Josh will be
seconds
able
going.
to keep up just with all that cardio.
No, that's all I'm going to say. You got me just on rounds if it goes that far. That last one, I'm going to look like Mr. Kool-Aid. I'm going to be so fucking red and out of breath.
Or we mix it up, and those big, those like huge inflatable balls where you just run at each other and pound each other.
I'm
Maybe we
game
could.
for that.
Maybe we do
That bitch. That bitch is dead.
Okay, I like that. I like the odds there. See, then the odds they go
We
back
need to
into
get
Josh's
the ones
favor.
with the sumo inflatable guys. You know what I'm talking
Bitch, I don't even need it to look like that. I got you. Like, you put one on, I'm bouncing you to the fucking moon.
about? Hey, well, according to the Marine Corps, I'm obese, so I'm good, I guess.
All right, well,
Wow.
according to life, I am. So go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I'm with you there. And
Yeah,
the other one, I think Cody's podcasting from a lawnmower, and I think I saw that. That's absolutely amazing.
How did you know that? How did you get that? I'm actually
I-
very impressed.
I've
You're
spent
on
a
a
lot of time on a
lawnmower?
lawnmower. Yeah, he's podcasting from a
Look at that
lawnmower.
thing.
that's the
So,
first. That's the first zero turn ever. That's gonna be in the Smithsonian
Love
next
that.
week.
Oro.
I mean, I love that. I love that the podcast desk. I wish now I want to get an old 0-turn lawnmower that I can put in the studio. And
That actually sounds
Do
pretty
that way.
cool.
This is actually my garage with my brand new skateboard ramp in here.
Nice.
I knew I didn't like you. I fucking hate skateboarders. I fucking hate you guys.
Yeah, so does my wife apparently.
Well, no shit.
Isn't it
She
the
has
thing-
a man-child skateboard in the fucking garage. I hate you too. Trying
Hear
to
me
put-
out,
weird
hear me
that
out, hear me out.
skateboarders.
Yeah, she's trying to
skateboarders
put
are good
the
at
baby.
everything.
She's trying to put the baby asleep, and you're like, "Watch this cool trick, ma." Like, doing,
Yeah, well, the
like
good
fucking
news
doing
is I
ollies.
can't really hear it from the kids' room, really, but hear me out. It's cheaper than a home gym, and I will use it for sure more than a home gym.
Let me tell you about my girl, Miss Erica, with Crooked W Consulting. She has a small marketing and design agency out of North Carolina. She offers small, affordable business solutions that tailor your business and startups nationwide. She's currently doing my new website. I'm telling you, folks, you need to let her do yours. She's doing us a jam up job. She also offers digital marketing, graphic design, and social media management. If I'm using her here at the studio, there ain't no reason why your small business shouldn't. Look her up on Facebook and Instagram at Crooked W Consulting, or text her now at 919-351-2084. Crooked W Consulting. Hit up Miss Erica now. You won't be disappointed. Let's give a quick shout out to Nobles Networking. Guys, if you're looking for a new internet provider, they hook me up here at the studio and at my house. If you live out in the country and you can't find nowhere else where to get your internet, or you're paying too much for Hargrave or any of that other shit, look up Nobles Networking. 478-308-0596. You are going to love it. I'm telling you, it works great for me. It runs everything here at the studio in my house perfectly. Hit up Nobles Networking. Let me tell you about Lori's Dive-In in Alamo, Georgia. I ran her ad several times now. She's been with me since I started doing this stuff. Even if it's not convenient for you, take some time, go out of your way and go eat there. I promise you won't be disappointed. She takes pride in her staff, her food, her service, every single aspect. So, please go check out Lori's Dive In Alamo, Georgia at 8 Commerce Street. And the phone number is 912-568-1645. Lori's Dive In. If you've seen me wearing hats lately that's got DYH on it, it stands for Down Yonder Hat Co. Seth Bazemore, a buddy of mine, he owns that company, and he has sent me some of their hats. Let me tell you, I love them. I've worn them in a lot of my stuff lately, and I plan on wearing them a lot more. I've showed them to some of my friends. He has a startup business, and I'm telling you guys, you would absolutely love them. So do me a favor. Go right now to his Instagram at Down Yonder Hat Co. Check them out. They also have a website, downyonderhatco.com. Order some stuff from them and tag them on Instagram. And when you do, make sure when you make the post, you say that you heard about the hats and Down Yonder right here on the Josh Terry Podcast. I want to give a special thank you to Project K9 Hero. Them and Cashman's Pub just came on to be a sponsor for us for an entire year. So if you guys love puppy dogs, if you guys love supporting our military and law enforcement, you guys need to go check out Project K9 Hero. Go make a donation. Go do whatever. Buy some gear to show your support. Thank you to Jason Johnson and also to my guy Ron at Cashman's Pub. Ron is opening up a couple other spots. He's already got the library in Macon, Georgia. And let me tell you, when we go out to Macon, that is where we pregame. We pregame at Cashman's. We have a good time. They got good food. They always got good music. And Ron is letting me bring some artists down there to play. So y'all do me a favor. If you're in Macon, Georgia, and you're looking for a spot to eat, go check out Cashman's Pub. If you're looking for a spot to get drunk and hang out with your friends, Cashman's Pub is the place to go. Special thank you to Mr. Blake over at Gerald Electric Company. Right here in Cochran, Georgia. They can handle all your commercial and industrial electrical construction and maintenance needs. This old fella came on middle of the month, so this ad ain't completely finished. But what's cool about it, they're right here out of Cochran, Georgia. It's a family-owned business, and they're going to be coming here in the next couple of days and actually doing an episode and telling you guys more about them and their company. So y'all, please do me a favor and go check them out on all social media platforms and give them a call for any of your commercial and industrial electrical needs today. That's Gerald Electric Company. As for Blake, his phone number is 478-279-330. Shout out to Pearl Promoting. You guys need to look up Miss Anna and everything that her and her associates have going on over in Alabama. I know they've been a big help to me. Big help to me. And guys, if you're an artist, reach out to them. They're going to help you for a lot of the stuff that you don't want to do, a lot of the stuff that you're not getting done, a lot of the stuff that you don't know how to do. Pearl Promoting is going to help you. So go look them up on Facebook now at Pearl Promoting. I'm not going to.
That's all I need.
That sounds like a cop out there. I wanted to skateboard around in my fucking garage. Yeah. Don't worry, baby.
I'm not gonna lie, I've always
I'm
wanted
gonna
one.
stay in shape, but I'm gonna stay in shape by skateboarding in my garage.
We had a little barbecue in here last weekend. I had a bunch of friends over. Yeah, a couple of casualties. There's some blood on the ramp already.
I would die. That is something I'm not good at whatsoever. I tried it one time as a child and I about broke my shin and I was like, fuck this. Like,
have you ever had somebody skateboard and be on your podcast at the same time? Because I feel like Cody could be the first to do that as well.
He's gonna die. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I'm actually in flip flops right now. I'll
better reason for you to record.
Yep.
Don't hit the dog.
Don't hit the dog.
Don't hit the dog. Y'all can't see this, but this bitch finna skateboard on the show. Oh, no, look at him. Oh, look at you. Oh, did you fall?
I took the dog out.
Oh, no,
the
you're running.
dog jumped in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in flip flops right now.
That's what I'd say if I fucking fell
impressive.
too. Yeah, my dog got in the way. Coach, what kind of athleticism do you see out of Cody right there?
Hey, I mean, you remind me of Joe Burrow.
Oh, don't you fucking dare.
Don't be dissing my man.
I love Joe Burrow.
Coach.
I love Joe Burrow. That's a great compliment,
I
man.
love Joe Burrow. Y'all know
because he's an orange?
No, I just like fucking Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow looks like he throws bombs and bangs ass. That's all. Like Joe Burrow is just fucking. You know what though? I've always said if I'd have been a quarterback, I'd have been Johnny Manziel. I would have fucked up so bad.
Yeah.
If you gave me that kind of athletic talent and money, oh no, I'm definitely develop a cocaine habit and a stripper habit and an alcohol habit and a not playing
How
football
could you not?
very well.
Really?
I know. I would have not been, you could have not given me that kind of money and that kind of celebrity at 21 years old and me not be in rehab at least 3 times by now.
It's like
No,
John
they
Morant.
do though. That's the thing. They do. It's just not as publicized. So I'll tell you a story.
Johnny Manziel was pretty
So-
fucking publicized. Hold on, what coach you
Yeah,
were,
no
you were
shit.
saying?
I mean, what about John Morant? I mean, I'm the biggest John Morant fan in the world.
I don't even
And
know who
this
John
guy-
Morant is. Who's John Morant?
Oh my gosh, this guy, he plays point guard for the Memphis Grizzlies, and he was
Okay. I know you're talking about.
supposed to be like, they were pumping him up to be the next Jordan. He had new shoes coming out, and he pulled out a gun on Instagram, and then he did it again. Oh, yeah. Now he's suspended 25 games next season. And they could have kicked him.
Holy
Yeah, John
shit.
Morant.
I probably would have done that. I'd have been like, fuck these
Yes,
guys.
he's
You know what I'm
22.
saying, dude? Fuck them.
He had I think it was $50,000 in the strip club floor. On
Okay.
Instagram.
Oh.
That's the one thing I don't
Oh.
understand. That is one thing. I don't like strip clubs. I love strippers, but I do not like strip. I love a woman's hustle. I love when a woman can look at you and say, I am getting every dollar out of this motherfucker's bank account. And all I got to do is like make an ass cheek jump one time. To me, there's something about that is sexy. But you're not
being
getting.
a server in a bar in a strip
Yeah, same
club, even
thing.
being a server, you make hella money.
I used to date one from Toppers in Athens. She was just a hostess. Mental health issues out the ass. Bitch was a good time. But all she really did was like she just served drinks. That
Yes,
was it.
serve
was it.
drinks and have a conversation with them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. 2 days I worked. So my first bartending
I
gig
told
was
you
in
your ass
college.
wasn't a line dancer, you lying bitch. You
Shut
are
up.
you are a stripping hostess. You line
No,
dance right away some
hey,
laps.
College was a struggle, okay?
No,
College
your
was a
ass
struggle.
was lying.
But so when I worked at a strip club, I was a server and a bartender. Just as a server working 2 days a week, a bad week for me was $900
Yeah.
just to serve drinks and have a conversation because 90% of these weirdos that would come in there, especially on a Tuesday night, all they did was want to sit and have a conversation with a girl. And guess what? I still had all my clothing on, but I still made hella money. It was hard to leave that job.
If you'd have popped a titty at, you'd have had $1,000.
You know what?
Oh shit! Hold on a second. Can y'all see me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my fucking computer just said "fuck me." I don't know what it just blinked. I kicked something on accident. But anyway, but this is my thing though. How old did you have your child? How old were you when you had your child?
18.
18. You know how much sense it makes to me that regardless of the taboo or the stigma to it, for a woman to go to work 2 or 3 days a week and make just as much money as somebody who's working 80 hours a week to support her kids. All right. If you go and you only work 10, 15 hours a week and you get to spend the rest of the time with your child and work towards a fucking diploma, a degree, a certificate or something. Like, that makes sense to me. I don't know why we've made it so taboo. Like, there's been Hooters bitches forever. And like, Hooters used to be fire. And now I don't know what fucking Hooters is around here. Hooters is trash now.
Like Walmart.
Dude, it's trash. I don't
Walmart
understand.
Same
got
people
their
hanging out
names.
at both.
Yeah, I don't get it. But it just makes sense to me. Why wouldn't you? I mean, there's men in this world and there's women too, that if they're attracted to you, they think they can buy your attention. I like the bad thing with guys like me. I've been laid. Like I have been. Like, I don't see the need in going to a strip club and giving you all my money. Now, like, if you want to holler at me afterwards, I'm sure from your dancing you can do some fun shit. And it looks like you've got some trauma, and I would like to take advantage of that. Hey, like, you find a stripper that says I'm going to medical school, but that bitch can't spell her name. Like, we all know her. This bitch has had more trauma in her life, but also she can suck the chrome off a trailer hitch. So I'm going to listen to her lie to me. I'm going to listen to her lie to me about her going to medical school. She'd be like, I'm going to be a doctorate one day, and I'm going to be a rocket scientist. Like, this bitch, none of what you're saying makes sense, but bet you look good naked. Let's go ahead, Dr. Dumbass. Let's do it. But
That's
I'm just
actually
saying,
how my parents met.
congratulations. But Harley, I get it. I get why young girls do it, and I wish it was a way that it wouldn't be taboo. I really do, especially when you
I had
have
to keep
more-
it a secret, even
bet
though
you did.
even though I was just a server, and like people would come in there. That was always the nice thing, is that if people came in there that I knew, they weren't supposed to be in there, and I was like, shh. I was a brand new mom. Like I started working that job. What was that? I was 19 up until I was 21, because I was just making stupid money. And like you said, I got to spend time with my kid. I was in college. I was a single parent. Like it made sense. It paid my bills. I had a roof over my head. I had a car that I bought fully paid off. I had food in my kid's belly. It did not matter. But I had to keep it a secret what I was doing because of that stigma. And you got to think, this was 12 years ago. And so, I mean, now it's more socially acceptable because of OnlyFans and all that other bullshit. But, and again, and I don't understand why it was always a thing. Why is it, like you said, if somebody stopped knocking their hustle? Now, if you want to fast forward to today's time with the OnlyFans, cool, do it. I don't give a shit. I don't care if you've got 5 kids. You're supporting them babies.
Yeah.
You're getting your money. Cool. Get your money, baby girl.
Yeah.
I was smarter to where you're making more money putting butthole pictures on your phone than I
Butthole
am wearing a
pictures.
stupid uniform. Not stupid uniform. Let
Not
me
a stupid
reframe this so I
uniform.
don't get in
Eh.
trouble.
I know what you meant. You just meant the fact you're working your ass off.
Exactly, like-
Anybody would have said what you just said. It's just the fact that you're working your ass off, sweating every day, doing a job that people don't appreciate anymore like they fucking should. Like it's,
No.
you know, none of us think what you do is stupid. Nobody could ever
Yeah.
think that somebody serves this country is stupid. But it is frustrating and aggravating that you are somebody who works their ass off but doesn't get paid as much as somebody put their butthole on the internet. I get why
It's
people
crazy
do.
how much we don't get paid. Like
No, I know you don't.
So we did the math. It's like $2 an hour.
Yeah, that fucking
If that.
sucks. I like the
Yeah.
OnlyFans girls. Like some of my best friends now in this world. Shout out to Sarah and Tawny and Alyssa and fucking Barbie and everybody else does this show that has one. Look, I love them. I love them to death.
Good for them, man. I wish I could have one.
get 'em.
Good for y'all.
Yeah, like the thing is with them, I don't mind if you're something outside of it. Oh, Paige Bauer. I don't say fucking Paige's name. That bitch is gonna get super mad at me. Because she listens. But I respect that women do it from a financial standpoint. That if you can make life-changing money, why wouldn't you do it? It makes no sense to me. If somebody says right now, Josh, go post one dick pic and you got $25,000 in your account because of your social media following that you've already built. And that's really where a lot of it comes from, already having the following. It takes a lot for me to say no. It takes a lot. Mainly the good Lord didn't give me a big enough dick to post a picture of. But if he did, just flopping cock for the whole internet to see. If I get $25,000 a dick pic, I get it. It makes sense.
Crazy.
There are people. Paige, like I said her name long ago. Paige has built her dream home. Her dream home in Alabama. This beautiful,
Awesome.
fucking amazing log cabin. She's got all the hunting land she could ever want. She's got great looking trucks. She's a genuinely good person. Like she's kind of a cunt sometimes, but she's a really good person when she's not. And I love her to death. The fact that she took advantage of it, the fact there's other women taking advantage of it, why not? I don't see a problem with it. It's
Good for them. I'm
Yeah.
jealous to 100% jealous of the fact that they were able to do that. Like, I ain't gonna lie.
What about the women that are selling like farts and jars and Pringles and stuff? They're
I-
making
okay,
a
for
ton of money
some
on
reason,
that too.
I
Did
don't
you
know
say-
why my For
Did you
You
say
page has
farts
that.
and jars?
Yes, girls,
Yes, that's
there's a thing you can sell. It's like I somehow popped up on my For You page. Why? I don't know. I don't know if it's a sign from God. Like, hey, bitch, you're broke. Do this.
How much?
Um,
Is it reasonable?
It's good money.
You,
I don't know the
probably
exact number,
shouldn't
but
be asking, skateboarder.
Toenail
yeah, you
clippings.
got a baby now.
Yeah,
Listen,
that's
dude,
why-
toenail
I gotta
clippings,
decorate the
underwear,
garage.
socks, everything. There is no limit on what to sell on the internet these days. Like, there's a girl. She literally sold. Yeah, there was her used mascara brush. She sold for $1,000.
Who wants to
Dude,
jack off to a
mascara.
mascara brush?
Dude,
The,
no offense, people are weird.
It was the girl that was on 90 Day Fiance, Stephanie something, and she made over $200,000 selling farts and jars.
Whoa.
I mean, good. That's
Good for
great money.
her.
Look,
Right?
Good for her.
I wish there was a market for men to do this, but my shit would be like mustard gas. Like they'd
Oh,
open
sure
it
is.
up. You'd only get paid one time because the person would
Do it.
fucking
Sell
die.
it as a
Do it.
prank. You know,
that
like
just-
prank your friends. Buy this.
You know,
Open it
it's
in their truck.
People, I get people on here all the time, and it's like you're not supposed to kink shame. Like you're not. What do people get off on? They get off on if you buy a fart in a jar, don't speak to me. Like you're a disgusting human being. And
We
Especially for
preach no
$1,000.
kink, but there are some kinks. Yeah, there's no, I can't. Like
no,
they're just.
I'll be weird. I'm vanilla as fuck anyway. Like once we get to where somebody's like feet pictures or whatever, I'm like, I'm out. I've never seen a bitch's toes and be like, you know what I really want to do? I want to stick my dick between her toes. That sounds amazing. I'm like, I don't know. I'm good. Like, but this is also, I'm so glad in the world we live in. I am more vanilla and normal than somebody wanting to buy a fart in a jar. Like, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to tell my future girlfriend or whoever, be like, hey, baby, I just want you to know that I used to have some problems buying some stuff off the internet. Now, if you would just do it for me, I can save the money and we can just go out to eat. And she'd be like, what you want? Baby, I need you to get a mason jar and I need you to hover above it and I need you to fucking roast beef the shit out of it. Our beef stew the fuck out of it, pretty please. And then close it and then give it to me. Like, what the fuck?
Can you still smell it?
I don't
They
know.
say
I guess you got to buy a jar.
Yeah, it's only $1,000. Save up.
See, like me and my fiance, we're very open. We're not on like weird level, but if he ever we're very open with each other. But if he ever came in and was like, "Yeah, I need you," like he'll make jokes. Like this morning, he didn't want me to get out of bed, and he's like, "Just piss on me." I was like, "You better be joking right now. You better be." I will
You
throw
should
this
just
thing
do
at
it.
you.
Just
I
test
will
them.
throw this ring at you. You better be joking.
Yep.
He's like,
I got-
"Yeah, get the fuck away from me."
I dated a girl probably like 5 or 6 years ago. I had to break up with her because she didn't tell me when we first started dating she was a dominatrix. Like she
Oh.
kind of let that come out. And like that's not something you let come out. All right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
like
ease into that.
that's like first date shit. It's like, by the way, I want to abuse you and walk you like a dog and peg you. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna go back to
Wow.
preschool now because I don't know how to play with a bitch like you. Like, I skipped that class in high school. I don't want to be any fucking where around you. Like, that's too much. That's
Oh,
too
that's
much.
funny. Yeah, I don't mean to be a plunger here and bring up old shit, but Coach, you said you did 180 episodes of your podcast since January. I can't let that breeze by. When do you sleep?
I don't know, man. I mean, I just love it. I mean, I'm a coach and I like talking football. And I used to do a coaches clinic, an in-person coaches clinic, and high school coaches used to come. And I didn't do
Okay.
it this year. So all the college coaches, when they come by the school, they'd be like, "Troy, you're gonna do your clinic? You're gonna do your clinic?" And I said, "No, I'm gonna do a podcast." So like, you start doing it,
okay.
and it's addictive, man. I mean, you know, it's like
Yeah.
collecting baseball cards. Like you get this card, then you want to get the next card. Then you got, oh man, I got to get a better card. Oh, now I got Coach McNally. Now Coach McNally, he can get me Bob Wiley, who was the coach off of HBO Hard Knocks, you know, the Set Hut guy.
Wow.
Yeah. So
How
it's,
many episodes were you producing a week?
I mean, there really is not much production when you're the low man on the totem pole. Pretty much you just press record and I say, hey, this is Troy Taylor from the Championship Football Coaches Clinic podcast, sponsored by blah, 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 blah. Hey, Coach, how you doing today? Where are you from? Tell us about yourself. Yeah, there's not much production.
I just did some quick math. Roughly 240 days this year. You did 180, so you only took roughly 60 days off. That's pretty impressive.
That's
I'll
More than
work-
180.
I've only
We
worked
did-
like 60 days.
Yeah. I'm a football coach, and there's some people called football junkies, like Nick Saban. I mean, I'm not getting paid what these guys are getting paid. I'm just stupid. All right, I'm the only one stupid enough to do it for free.
I was going to ask
thinking,
you for a fucking dollar if you were.
yeah,
If you're
Y'all-
getting Saban money.
yeah, y'all say y'all actually make money off of this? Yeah,
I
I'm
don't.
like, good
I don't.
gosh.
Welcome to my world, not me.
Yeah.
I
So-
can't. This is all I do for a living. This is my job.
Yeah, I'll be at
Maybe once
practice
I get
tomorrow.
out of the military, I'll make it a full-time gig. But for now, it's just been a hobby for me.
All you got to do is get picked up by a management company. I mean, you got to hit certain numbers.
That sounds like somebody's telling me what to do, and I don't handle that well. So
No, don't. They stay out your fucking way. I mean, mine does. Like all they do is distribute my show and get me paid. So
Hey, sounds like a
well,
good deal.
Josh, that might be something we talk about because I get out and so I go on a deployment soon. And as soon as I get back from the deployment, I say, I'm out.
Look, I'll tell you like I tell everybody else. If you think you're authentic and you think that you're special, like you have to think you're special. You have to think you can do this better than anybody else.
Look,
And
as special as I like to think I am, I'm only about a special ed. So we're going to go there.
I mean, you do seem like a dumb bitch sometimes. But if you'll just stick to what makes you special, if you'll just keep doing what you think is good and what's different than anybody else. Now, like Coach, I imagine it's way harder for you than the rest of us because there's so many sports podcasts. Like you have to compete against fucking everybody in the world. I don't compete against everybody in the world. Like our show is top 1% in the world.
Nice.
And like we've done well in 3 years. This is actually our 401 episode.
Nice.
And like,
Wow.
we've busted our ass. I mean, I have literally busted my ass from October of 20, but I came with an audience because I came from radio to here. So I already had 100,000 people listening to me every day on radio. So
Awesome.
like they wanted more of me, especially the way that I didn't have a job anymore, getting fired. Like they wanted more of this shit. So then you add in the social media stuff or whatever, and it just catapulted me to where a lot of people have to work harder for it. They have to work longer for it. I think I went 4 months as an independent without a management company, and then signed a deal right after that. And I've been with them ever since. And they've took very good care of me. But like all you got to do is just be different. Like if you listen to a podcast and you're like, damn, this sounds just like me, you're fucked. Like you go ahead and know that what you're doing is a hobby. And I try to be as real with everybody. There's probably somebody out there that sounds exactly like me, but they're not doing my numbers because I had a little bit of help starting off. But there's a motherfucker that sounds like me, but he still would have to prove that he can do it better than me. He would have to prove that I can tell a joke 1 second. I can talk about faith the next. I can talk about sports. I can talk about mental health. Like you would have to be able to wire everything in that I do.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not many people that can do it and do it seamlessly to where a podcast isn't supposed to be an interview. That's what radio is for. You're supposed to be having a conversation that everybody wants to listen to, that everybody wants to eavesdrop on. And if you can do that, you're going to be fucking good. But if you can't, view it as a hobby, have fun with your friends, and never try to make money off of it because you're not going to. And I'm not trying to knock anybody, I promise. But it's the same thing with anything in life. You have to strive to be better than the next person. And if you don't, and there's nothing special about your show, be real with yourself and just have fucking fun with it.
No doubt.
Absolutely.
Focus on the process, not the results. That's Nick Saban.
Yeah. Well, too, like I love the process thing. I love that. Enjoy the process or be in the middle of the process. You got to think once you get to your destination, it's kind of over. Like you got to find something new once you get there. You got to find a new thing to do because you've mastered the road that you're on. I don't want to master the road that I'm on. I want to keep developing. I want to take what I've got that's good and keep moving forward with it. But if I ever get to my destination and I stop enjoying the journey, I think that I've not only failed myself, but I've failed the listeners. I've failed the people that were supposed to be entertaining by doing this. And there's too many people that's like, I want to get to 1 million downloads. I want to get to whatever. And when they get there, they get complacent. They get to where, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have y'all on is because this summer I have been complacent as fuck. I have took the summer to where it's just like, I'm going to chill. I'm going to put out my limited amount of episodes this summer. I've got to start getting back in the studio with people that have the same goals that I do because they'll push me. After doing this show with you guys, and you're all pretty talented, it'll push me to be better. It'll push me. Y'all do.
You say I'm talented?
I didn't say. I said some of y'all are pretty talented.
Did you see Cody on a skateboard? I mean,
That don't count either. Do it verbally. Give me like a rundown while you're doing it, and then we'll talk.
Hey, Josh, I want to tell you one thing about Saban and about that Belichick, what they believe about going up that mountain.
I'm glad you said Belichick because I hate fucking Nick Saban. I love Bill Belichick.
Okay, I mean,
I know how intertwined they are, but yeah, go ahead.
But they're like, you work your whole life to like get better, go up the mountain, and then eventually you become the mountain. Yeah, like you're what other people are trying to become, and that's just what they say. I mean, I guess it's the same way with Kobe, and they're very competitive.
Yeah,
and so are you.
I do. Well, the thing is like I want this. I don't. It's where it's an addiction, and also I've got the chip. I've got people that have sent me shit from lawyers, whatever it's called, cease and desist shit. I've had people from country radio.
Oh, I remember that.
People from country radio that have talked shit. I've had people that have literally gave me my stepping stones and they didn't realize what the fuck they were doing. But I'm a petty motherfucker. and I'm petty in a way to where if you come at me, I'm a crash test dummy. I will ruin myself to make my fucking point. But it's my passion. This is not just a hobby for me. This is my passion. Yeah. This is my career. This is the next step to what I want. And if you're not that way, if you don't get on the mic every time and have that, then why the fuck are you doing it?
Like that's why I had to take a break. I had to take a break from it. I'm not gonna lie. So Women with an Effed Up Mind, I've been doing since beginning of 2021 is when I started as like my therapy thing. And it got to a point where I just was like flatline. I was like, all right, I had to fix myself because I was like, I burnt myself out, not on podcasting, not on just everything in life, to where I had to stop like completely. And I was like, I'm not giving what the listeners want. I mean, it grew way bigger than I thought it was going to, but I couldn't give the listeners what they wanted because one, I got complacent, but then I got burnt out. I had other shit I had to unfuck in my head. So I had to take a break from it. And now I'm back in the full swing and dicks of it, even though I'm about to go on a deployment. But it's like, you also have to remind yourself, like, have fun with it. No matter what the topic is, have fun with it. It is still a hobby, but you also have to remember why you're doing it. Yeah. Don't burn yourself out and ruin something that's good for you and fun for you because you think you have to keep pouring and pouring and pouring, because then it just doesn't make it fun anymore. It doesn't make it why you started it in the first place. And I had to learn that. I took quite a few. I think the last episode I produced from that one was in August of last year. And I just started kicking back up on it because I killed myself on it because I got complacent.
Well, if you're not consistent with this either, you might as well not do it. Well, that's the thing. Like if you don't have consistency and you're not authentic, don't even do it. Like it, and that's the thing too. You don't have to be authentic by yourself either. Understand that there could be somebody just like any of you guys or just like me. Find people to work with daily that make you different, that make you better. You as an individual, there's not many people that can do this as an individual. I don't like doing individual shows. I fucking hate doing individual shows. I think they're boring as fuck. But I can get through them and they're decent sometimes. Sometimes they suck. But when I have people on, it brings out the best of me. It makes me 10 times fucking better. So you don't have to be great alone. Like, get some people to work with that are going to make you as a team great. That's why I love the folks that we work with, that we travel with, that we do shows with, all the stuff we do in Nashville. It's literally whatever it is, iron sharpens steel or something. I always say creativity drives creativity. Yeah, iron sharpens iron. Like, you have to be around people that understand what you're doing, why you're doing, and are just as good or right around you. And if you do that, you're in a fucking room with talent that makes everybody better, and you're going to be a fucking really good at this. It's the people that try to do it alone are the people that constantly try to just be like, hey, this is me. Even like with you and Jess. You and Jess are good, but y'all have guests on, right?
Sometimes. We've only had a couple.
Have guests on, or you're going to be all the time saying repetitive shit. I still say repetitive shit, when I do stuff by myself, and it's like I listen back to it, and it's like, oh, God damn it, Josh. You literally said this fucking 30 times now on 30 different
We
episodes.
see, and that did happen with us. It started to so we just kicked off season 3, and then we noticed that like we sat and we had to like we talk about it. We're like, all right, now we're getting repetitive. So we took this time because you're right, the consistency is very key. And we both been podcasting for a little bit, so we knew that was the biggest thing is consistency, not repeating ourselves, making sure that we give new content. So I'm taking this deployment as like a break to lay out everything that we want to do, keep this like our socials alive with the podcast, for people to catch up, people to listen to, people to gain. But we halted the episodes because of that, because we felt ourselves getting repetitive. And we're like, oh no, we're not. That's not why we do this. We don't want to be like that.
When you say seasons, I don't understand that. Macy and Reed do Toxic Talk, and they said like they just got done with a season. What the fuck is a season? I don't like. I've put out 400 episodes, and I've never been like, oh, this is just a season. I'm taking a break. I don't understand where that concept comes from.
We only did it because we took breaks in between producing episodes every week. That's the only reason why we didn't do anything like, okay, this season's gonna be totally different. No, it was.
Well,
for
that's
us
what I was just wondering. I didn't know what that means.
To take a break to gear up, like for us, because we had all this other shit going on. So every 25 episodes, we said, all right, we're gonna take a couple weeks, a week or two off, 2 week, whatever, and then kick back into it just to break. It's all it was. Nothing.
Sometimes I just don't post
special.
shit. I don't call it season. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't feel like doing this today. And I don't feel like doing it this week. And instead,
you can do that though, because you've got that kind of following. You've got that. You've already not hit your ground, but you've already made that point for yourself. Like you're still growing, you're still doing things, but you're already kind of up there, getting up there, and still going up there. We're not.
Will you tell me how up there I am again? I really like that.
Fuck you. I know. Fuck you.
Tell me how good I am again.
You with your little plug, like we're in the top 1%. I'm like, yep, there it is. He plugs it every time.
Actually, if you want to bullshit about it, smart ass, there's about 4 million podcasts, almost 5 now, and I'm in the top 1,500 in the world. How about that?
Nice.
Oh, see, there he goes.
Suck my dick, bitch.
I'm just trying to boost your ego over there, Josh.
I need it. Whenever, and the reason why I need it, just so everybody knows, everybody and their fucking mother is starting a podcast now. Every fucking body. If they've got a shit ton of followers on social media, they're trying it. And I have listened. I have listened to all these people that have started one. One is Demps. Demps has been on the show. I like Demps. Demps is going to fucking kill. No matter what she does in life. I told her when she did the show for the first time last March that she was going to end up getting asked to do all kind of shit. But she was already blowing up, but she wasn't what she was now. And she's done every bit of it. That girl's going to be a fucking success, whatever she does. Macy and Reed's going to be a success. Those 2 girls that I've never had on the show that I don't know shit about. I think one's named Whitney and one's name, they're both little bad bitches from Texas. But they're funny. The thing is, like, they're funny. They're well versed. They have a good conversation. I can't remember the other girl's name.
Wait, is one a blonde and a brunette?
Yeah. One's a blonde and brunette.
Got kind of like a chubby face a little bit.
Oh, she ain't got a chubby face. Bitch is hot.
They're both attractive, but that's the one thing I can think of. It's kind of like, I knew you were talking about. I think one's named like C or something. Yeah.
I know the one girl's named Whitney. I think they have the potential to be very successful. And I'm just talking about people who ended up having big ass followings. They ended up starting a podcast, not vice versa, in building it. The majority of the rest of them are kind of trash. They don't know how to get on here and have a conversation. They don't realize what it's supposed to be. I texted y'all earlier and was like, hey, between the 4 of y'all, have an idea for something if the show gets stagnant. Like, that's what I meant. Like, if it gets to where, like, we're not fucking talking the way we should be, conversation isn't flowing, then let's fucking do something. Let's talk about you veer. That's your job as a host, is to veer to a subject that's entertaining for the listener. If you're just steady talking about the same dumb shit, they're not gonna listen. There's in radio, they call it a tune-out factor. There's a lot of tune-out factors to where all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is a great conversation. And then it's just like, so where's your mom from? And did your dad graduate high school? What's their birthdays? What's your sign? And it's like, nobody gives a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to hear, like, this is an example. I want to hear what y'all think about the Jason Aldean shit. Like, I want to hear shit that you can't talk about on social media necessarily, but you can talk about on your platform. I want to hear what you think about fucking creepy Uncle Joe. Like, is he going to die before he runs again? I don't know. Maybe he should. I'm just playing, FBI. If you listen to this, I am not trying to Abe Lincoln that motherfucker. I promise you. Maybe JFK him, but not Abe Lincoln. I won't be going to no theaters. Oh, that's another one. Sound of Freedom. Like, if y'all have seen that. All right, this is where you have a platform to where there's everything in the fucking world you can talk about, and no one's going to stop you. Why talk about generic bullshit? I don't need to know your fucking toothpaste. I don't know.
Yep.
Since you're in the military, what do you think about Sound of Freedom?
Have
you seen it?
Yes. My chest hurt. Like, I know it's a very big problem. I stay kind of in tune with all that stuff. I was very big in the following the Epstein Island thing. Still very much follow all that shit. It made my chest hurt really bad because it's the reality of things that people don't want to talk about. I love that shit. I love when shit makes me, I don't want to say uncomfortable, but it makes me think.
It's supposed to make you uncomfortable.
Exactly, like that's a good kind of uncomfortable because it is the reality of what is actually going on. And I love to see something that is truthful that people won't talk about, don't like to talk about because it's such a serious topic. People don't want to talk about it, which is like going into my Effed Up podcast. People don't want to talk about that shit because it's a serious thing. I think what Sound of Freedom did, I'm glad to see shit like that as being pushed out. Not glad to see that it's a thing. It fucking sucks that has to be a thing. But it's now pushing out to people, be like, hey, motherfuckers, this is happening. This is a fucking thing. Get your fucking heads out of your ass, out of La La Land. This is real. Very fucking real. Then it also puts in perspective, because I have a kid where I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I had to think about me as a woman, all these little things you see on TikTok, where it's like if there's, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but like a zip tie on a car handle, or money in a window, like a windshield wiper, or something wrong on your car to where it takes time for you to have to fix it, it's a sign of sex trafficking because that's how they snatch you and they take you because of that. But it's the same thing with your children. It's like, oh my God, my child going to the bathroom by himself makes me freak out. I'm not gonna lie, I still let him do it. Mama Bear still pays attention, but it's still in my head, freaks out. There was another one where I saw that people were putting drugs on toilet seats, and what it does is that it was put in women's bathrooms, like even just in simple Walmarts, and when a woman sits on it, that just airborne, and the woman comes and gets them, and that's how they get taken out. Yeah, there's all kinds of shit. I keep up on this shit, but I love the fact that we're pushing shit out now to make people uncomfortable, like in that aspect.
You have to be took out of your comfort zone to see what you don't understand. Like, if something doesn't make you uncomfortable, then it's something that you've always been around. Like, you have to sometimes be put into an uncomfortable situation to understand the unknown, because you don't fucking know it. You know, uncomfortable is such a fucked up word, but it's literally just teaching you something you don't know. And like, you either can be open to it, or you can just be like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And those closed-minded people. I mean, Maddie, it seems like you got something to say.
No, not on that. No, I was just, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard a lot of podcasts that have been talking about that movie.
If you can get through the first 15 minutes, it's fine. The first 15 minutes is what got me.
I tried.
The first 15 minutes, I'm like, I don't know if I can.
What do you think about
this.
people bringing their kids in to watch the movie? I took
Gracie. I took Gracie. She's 11.
Gracie's kind of grown though.
She's 11. I took her, but I also feel like we're the generation that lets TikTok, the internet, everything else teach our kids shit. And I'm the dad that's like, no, fuck that. If this is going on, regardless of what it is, I want my daughter to see it, and then I want her to gauge an opinion on it. Like, even if it's something that I don't like I don't like. And she ends up liking whatever it is. I'm big on why. The word why is fucking huge to me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hear if I ask you a question, hey, why do you like this song? And you're like, just because I said so. I'm like, no, why do you like it? If you are a Christian, I'm a Christian, I'm not a very good one. If you are a Christian, I want to know why you're a Christian. Not just because some church told you to, or some preacher at some point in time told you to. I want to know why your faith matters to you. And if you don't put people in situations that are uncomfortable to where they get a chance to view it and they get a chance to see what's going on and get to formulate their own opinion, then they don't understand the why. Now, like your kid, you was talking about the toilet seats and all this kind of shit or whatever. I don't know how old your kid is. I don't know how old any of your kids are. But if you put your kid in those situations, all of a sudden your kid starts looking for that shit. Like some people might be like, oh, they're too young for this. Yeah, but you know what? Now they're looking out for shit. Now they're looking out for shit to where I'm not just going to let them see the one side of social media that doesn't put this shit out there. We're going to show you every side, and then you get to formulate your opinion on what you think it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I
Social
totally agree
media.
with that.
Sorry, Cody. Yeah, social
No,
media
go
too,
ahead, man.
with the algorithms and stuff. I mean, they're feeding to what they want to see, what they want you to see. And like you said, with the whys and the questioning, I absolutely love that. I do a lot of the same things, and they should see the world a little differently than what is 6 inches from their face, because that's not the real world.
I won't be that mom that shields my child. Like I say there's some things I will, but I also make him aware of what could possibly happen because he's 10. He's to that age where he's understanding the world. He's understanding, it just shut off. Am I there? Okay, cool. Sorry. He's understanding the world. He's understanding to see things, to recognize things. Like I don't want my child to be growing up and be naive to the world. I'm not saying I don't want him to think the world is complete shit, because there are good people, there are good things in this world, and to always have that open-minded, kind heart, no matter the bullshit. But I'm also not going to have him live under a rock. I wasn't raised that way. I wasn't raised to live under a rock. So why would I have my child, even though the world's a lot scarier of a place than it was 20 years ago, let alone 5 years ago, not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna shelter him.
But do you know why it's that way now?
Personally, you might think it's differently. Sometimes I don't think the world's worse. I think we just see it more because of social media. I think it's always been this way.
That's exactly right. Because when we were kids and we were all growing up, we had to deal with situations to where this is fucked up what I'm about to say. Theo Vaughn makes a joke about this, but if you break it down, it's really not fucking that much of a joke. If you went over to a creepy person's house, you knew not to go the fuck back, but you experienced it first.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn makes a very fucked up joke that is like, hey, I used to go to my Uncle Johnny's house till he touched butthole, then I knew not to go to Uncle Johnny's house again. But the thing is, we had to be put in situations as children because we were not our parents did a bad job, is they didn't overparent because they didn't feel like they had to. Now it's very much easier for a child to be abducted or anything else because you don't know. Your child doesn't know, hey, don't fuck around with this person. They're like, oh, we live in rainbows and sunshines, and if this person offers me candy, I'm going to go over there and get candy. You knew as a kid where we're from, if this motherfucker offers you candy and you get too close, you knew not to go get candy from this motherfucker again. Like, no, this is wrong. Like, this is wrong. And because of social media now, a lot of people preach, see the best in somebody. I'm the opposite. I try to see the worst in everybody to start off with, because that way I don't get let down. If you let me down, you have to prove to me you're a good person. I'm not going to automatically think that you've got my best intentions at heart. I'm going to think that you want to fuck me over until you prove me otherwise. That way you
you teach me your ways? Because I'm like the queen bee of self-sabotage, to where I'd like to think,
it's
I give everybody the benefit of the doubt.
You want to know how easy it is? How to fix that problem? Think about everyone that's ever fucked you over. And you think about how you gave them the benefit of the doubt to start off with. Now you think back to when after they fucked you over, you said, damn, I should have known. Instead, know beforehand. Go ahead and treat everyone like they're going to fuck you over. You don't have to be ugly to them. You don't have to disrespect them. There's nothing wrong with you protecting yourself and you being guarded. There's nothing in the fucking world wrong with it. Treat everyone like they're going to try to take advantage of you or hurt you until they prove to you that they're on your team and in your circle. And then once you do, fucking let down all walls. Let down all walls because that person has gained to be there. That person has earned the right to be in your circle. Don't just let motherfuckers in. Don't just give your trust away. If you give your trust away, you're going to get fucked over. Everybody thinks I'm a dick. I know I'm a dick. But the people that love me are the people that have earned my respect, that have earned my loyalty. And now each one of us are like fucking yard dogs to each other. Like you come around and you acting up, we're going to fucking bite you. Like we're going to be there for each other, but everybody had to earn that. That's not given. So many people that's like, oh, they're probably a good person. Let me just treat them like I love them and care. They're going to be for me, be there for me when I need them. No, they're not. Most motherfuckers aren't.
Nope.
Right.
No, it's well said.
Once you get it, once you get that in your, and you got to think too, each one of us are guilty of this. We're always going to do what's best for us. And you should always do what is best for us. That means if you're doing that, you're going to let somebody else down. You're supposed to have your self-interest out for yourself because everyone else does. Some people will be like, oh, I got you back. I'll put you before me. No, you won't. And I don't trust you if you fucking say that. One, I know you're fucking lying to my face because if it comes down to it, I'm looking out for me because I don't know if you got my back or not. And when you start having that mentality, you don't get fucked over. You don't get hurt by people that shouldn't hurt you. And you start realizing there's a difference between friends and family and acquaintances. An acquaintance or a drinking buddy is one thing. Friends and family are people you ought to be able to say, I love you to, that you're there for no matter what. But that circle's not supposed to be big because if it's big, there's some people in your circle that's fucking lying to you.
Yep. It's kind of like full circle that we've came, from one of the starts of the conversations we had about the social media stuff. And, the people with the big followings and everything, you let them in too close, it's going to probably bite you.
That's right. Well, folks, I think this was a good show. I'm probably going to have all y'all back on again. But real quick before we get off here, Coach, start with you and tell everybody once again your socials and the name of the podcast and all that kind of shit. And we're going to get the fuck out of here.
At Coach Troy Taylor, at Totem Pole Nation, at Coach Bald. Thank you to Sarah Blake Cheek for hooking this up.
Sarah.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you for having me on. Matt, Harley, Cody, nice to meet y'all and appreciate y'all having me on.
Cody, you must be high because you didn't talk whatsoever. And you usually don't shut the fuck up.
Yeah, here's the thing, brother. I'm running off of like 2 hours of sleep. Like I said, I got a fresh kid, so
welcome to that new parent life. It doesn't change.
He's keeping me up, brother.
Nick?
I feel I almost wish I was high right now instead of being so tired. But
it makes you wish you would have pulled out, doesn't it?
It sucks, but
you better say no. If your wife, that took way too long. Your wife is gonna fuck you up for not saying no. It's the pride and joy of my life.
There goes your skateboard.
Well,
no shit.
I'm gonna plug the podcast. On Tap 69 on everything. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube is On Tap Podcast. Everything else On Tap 69.
If you'd have listened to the 69 part, you would have way more rest right now. Go ahead, Harley.
I'm Harley. All of my socials are at _Harley G, but my podcasts are Women with an Effed Up Mind and Two Broads, One Podcast. And appreciate you, shithead, for having me back on. I wish Jess was here, but it was nice meeting the rest of you.
It wouldn't have been enough show for you and that bitch. Y'all,
it'd have been a shit show.
I don't get any, whenever I do shows with y'all, I don't get a fucking word in. So no. Anyway, Maddie. Send us all, Maddie.
I'm Matt, Beard Laws on all the social medias, TikTok, all that good stuff. I'm one of those people that it's 2023. Just go to any of those, click the link, and it's going to bring you to everything we have going on. Beard Laws Podcast, Triple T Podcast, and like kind of Coach and everybody said, it's awesome to meet you guys. Thanks, Toby, for the hookup here, and Josh, awesome time.
Anytime, brother. Anybody got anything else to say before we get the fuck off here? All right, folks, and we're getting the fuck off here. July 28th. July 28th, Sneed, Alabama, Cotton Field Grill. It's going to be a great time. And we're announcing some big ass shows there that night. So make sure you come out. And I'm going to plug this for the rest of this month in August. August 23rd, Nashville. It's our 1 year celebration at Live Oak. And we're doing a 2-hour podcast, a 4 hours writers round. All of it's recorded. We'll be putting out 5 episodes that day alone. It's going to be a great day. If you can make it to Nashville, August the 23rd, you need to come. This is going to be the biggest lineup we have. We already have 3 people that are going to be performing that have number ones. So you guys come the fuck out. We will see y'all then. And thank each and every one of y'all. Go look up their podcast. Don't just download one episode, listen to their whole catalog, check all these folks out, and thank each and every one of y'all for making the Josh Terry podcast what the fuck it is. I love you guys, and I'll see you some bitches later.